We all have those voices of self-doubt in our heads telling us that we can't do something or that we're not good enough. When I was younger, I thought it would benefit me to get rid of that voice, especially in writing, so I came up with something that I wish was my dumbest idea at 17. I downed a crap load of Mountain Dew at 12 a.m. and wrote everything down without a second thought. This method was something that I dubbed hyperactive writing, and the results were what you'd imagine. Barely waking up with my head pounding because soda is an effective way to piss away hydration, then walking over to my computer to see a word abomination that I'd like to keep between me and God. A failed experiment maybe, but after its second or fourth attempt, I did learn something from my PG-13 drunken stupor. Now I had to learn how to be genuinely confident as a writer. Or find cocaine and write something as profound and rational as the part from the It book. So 24 minus 17 years went by, and my buddy gets me to watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, and that's when something beautiful happened. Not an awakening of sexuality, I'm as straight as a JoJo fan can be, but an appreciation for fight scenes, which led me into watching other shows and analyzing their fight scenes, like the ones from RWBY, and eventually I started writing my own kick-ass battles, making me hope that one day I'll be mistaken for a tactical genius by someone who doesn't have the power to put me in charge of anything. Moving forward the point and away from the anecdotal evidence, I personally believe if you want to gain more confidence as a writer, you need to find out what you like in writing. And I don't just mean one thing. I think it's important to not only reflect on what you watch, but reflect on why you like it and what you would have done differently. Really analyze why you like that thing and how you'd implement it. Not copy, understand, like Tatsuki Fujimoto creating his character Power from his enjoyment of the character Eric Cartman. Normally, you wouldn't look at the two and think they're similar, but when the creator says Power was inspired by Eric Cartman, you can probably imagine Fujimoto had fun watching one jackass, so he wanted to write his own. You look at its elements and don't just slap a GoBot sticker onto a Transformer. You do something like the Megazord in Optimus Prime. But with that, I want to make a point for the homies who are thinking, but what if the things I like are uninteresting, too gay, or I'm the only one who likes them? And I'll tell you the most liberating thing to hear as a new creator. You're not special. There are other gay people out there. There are people who like the things you like. It may be niche, but cult classics are a thing. And also, you can just make it interesting. One of my heroes, Stan Lee, said something close to that.
If there's something that I like, there must be millions of other people with the same taste. So I'll just write things that I enjoy, and I'll hope that all the other people like me will enjoy them too.
An anime called Dr. Stone got me to give a shit about a water wheel, and I promise you I had no idea what that thing was. I saw that thing in the water in Skyrim, and I was like, man, I thought you were only for chopping wood. Next concept, thinking about things you would have done differently. There are plenty of movies, books, hentai, that we don't like, and plenty of people bashing those in videos or comments. Something the Critical Drinker used to do is go over movies he didn't like and try to figure out how he would change it into something he did like. I really wish he or someone that's not me would bring that back. However, as writers, we benefit more from stepping into the ring instead of talking from the bleachers. So instead of saying, "This sucks," ask yourself why it sucks and how you'd fix it. It'll come in handy when you write something you're not pleased with. No matter how good you get, you're going to write something that will need reworking. And when I say how you would fix it, I don't mean in a way that the audience you imagine would like, but you as an individual. You never know what a mass of people will gravitate towards, you only know what you like. And I personally believe with that mindset you can make much more rational and possibly unpredictable writing decisions. And now for my final point before I wrap things up. I said, what if my idea is too gay? A while back, I wasn't just being edgy, I wanted to go somewhere with that. Finding an audience. I had two separate homies talk to me about wanting to make a wholesome lesbian comic, but didn't think anyone would like it. And I thought to myself, am I being pranked right now? Is this the Twilight Zone? There are webtoon readers, anime watchers, and manga fanatics chomping at the bit for that. Shen from Blue Chair Comics even made a bit about this. However, in contrast, I'm not into wholesome comics. I am purely a shonen tard. I do delve into other things to refine my taste and improve my writing, but I'm a man who life is kicked in the dick, and I want to see life kick someone else in the dick and watch them pick themselves up in a believable way so I can be like, yeah, I can pick myself up too. And at the end of the day, that's the stuff I wanted to write, and there's an audience for that. So start typing into Google Underdog webcomics or whatever you want to make and try to find the best platform for you. So in conclusion, for those of you who have no idea what the I'm saying or the impatient turds who skipped ahead, maybe because you hated my jokes or the sound of my voice, don't silence your critical thoughts. You'll just write something that'll make our ancestors regret inventing communication. Instead, build confidence by figuring out what you like, why you like it, how to implement what you like, while also looking at the things you don't like as a chance to build your problem-solving skills and turn them into something you do like. Eventually, when you're on that page, your critical voice goes from being your biggest bully to the guy who says, this isn't working, but we're gonna find a way to fix this, aka a real friend's voice. Someone who isn't Mountain Dew or cocaine. So stay sober, stay hydrated, and write something that when you look back with your old dementia-ridden brain, you think, man, this is an amazing story. I wonder who wrote this. Peace! Also, feel free to check out my webtoon comic dub of a comic I wrote 7 years ago. Maybe try fixing its flaws as homework, or tell Webtoons to hire me.